Well, the new year is quickly approaching, and as we look ahead to 2023, this really is the perfect opportunity for a fresh start. It's a new season, a new beginning, and a chance to get inspired and to reset our lives and our homes. This really is my favorite time of year to plan, to reflect, to dream, to build on the successes of the previous year, and to change up anything that might not be working. So with that in mind, today I want to share with you 15 easy ways that you can reset your life for 2023. As we get into this though, a quick disclaimer. As we go through all of these, don't treat this like a checklist. Sometimes I feel like it's easy to get overwhelmed with lists like this, feeling like you need to do it all. But honestly, that's just a recipe for burnout. So as we go through this list together, just try to identify 3 to 5 of these practices that really stand out to you. It's going to be more practical, more manageable, and you'll honestly just get more out of the experience. So just wanted to put that out there before we get started, but now let's get into this list. So starting off, the first thing that you can do to reset your life for the new year is to do a life check-in. I find that it can be all too easy for us to get so caught up in the day-to-day busyness of our lives that we forget to really set aside time to reflect on where we're at in life, how we're really doing, and what we might be struggling with. But doing so is so important. And so as we head into the new year, I really want to encourage you to set aside time to check in with yourself. And if you already have something of a reflection routine, by all means do that. But if you often struggle with knowing where to start, I want to share one of my favorite life assessment tools with you. It's called the Wheel of Life, and I love it because it's super easy and straightforward. And I'll actually even include a free template in the description box below that you can use if you want to do this with me, or it's also really easy to create your own. But essentially, the way that the Wheel of Life works is it's a visual tool that can really help you to understand how fulfilled you are in various aspects of your life. So looking at the wheel, you'll notice that it's divided into a number of different compartments, and essentially what you want to do here is just to fill in the different categories or kind of buckets of your life that you want to evaluate. So the ones that I like to use are faith, growth, relationship, friends and family, career, leisure, health, and finance. Those are the ones that I like to use, but of course this is customizable, so you can always swap and change them out if you want. But then with your categories identified, what you next want to do is just to work your way around the circle and rank on a scale of 1 to 10 how fulfilled you are in each aspect of your life. Once you finish, use your pen to connect the dots and create something of a web. And immediately it should be pretty clear what areas you're very strong in, you're very fulfilled in, as well as some that you might be a bit weaker in and wanting to improve at. For those weaker areas specifically, I'd really recommend spending a bit of time journaling and just trying to put words to exactly what makes it so that you're feeling unfulfilled in that area. And based on what that journaling reveals, it really can help give direction and serve as a great base point as you start setting goals and intentions for the new year. So hopefully that's a helpful tool to some of you. I know it's helped me a lot personally, but whether you choose to use the Wheel of Life or do some other form of check-in, I think we can all just stand to benefit so much from taking some time to reflect. All right, but then on a bit more of a practical note, number 2 is to deep clean your home. And talking about fresh starts for the new year, the home really is one of the first things that comes to mind. There really is something so invigorating and inviting about a freshly clean home, and it really just feels like a blank slate. So as you take down and put away any festive or Christmas decor that you might have, why not also take the opportunity to deep clean? Focus on the often neglected areas, the ones that need it the most, and give your house some love. I find that during the winter months, we just naturally tend to spend more time in our homes, so why not take this opportunity to create a beautiful, clean space that you can spend time in? But then number 3 is to set goals or to pick a theme. Setting goals really is a quintessential New Year's activity, but I think it is so for a good reason. It's a natural break in our calendars. It happens every year, and so it really helps give us something to stay accountable to. So now can be a great time to set some goals for what you want the coming year to look like. Of course, remember to keep them smart, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound for the best chances of success. And maybe even use your Wheel of Life as inspiration if you're struggling to know where to start. Of course, if setting a bunch of goals isn't really your thing, you want to keep things a bit more minimal. One idea that I love is just picking a theme for the year. This is something my friend Michelle Reed does. She picks a word of the year, and I just love that idea of just being able to really try to focus on one single theme for the year. Whether you want to set goals though, pick a theme, or maybe even do do both. Now really is a great time to think through and to dream about what you want your life to look like in the upcoming year. Okay, then the fourth way that you can reset for the new year is to revamp your routines. Have you fallen out of a routine over the holidays, or is there something that's just not quite working for you? Maybe it's time to change that. Take a hard look at your morning, evening, and work routines and see what you might be able to do to revamp or to improve them. Our needs, desires, and preferences are constantly changing, so it's important that we're flexible with our routines and can adapt them as needed. Maybe you want to start going to bed earlier to remember to eat breakfast, or maybe it's even a more subtle change than that. Sometimes just removing a few roadblocks that are getting in the way or adding a few new elements to your routines can take them from good to great. Then 5 is to perform a spending audit, and this really is a great chance just to get in touch with your finances. Lifestyle creep, where we tend to naturally spend more as our income rises, as well as just general overspending, often happen without our realizing. And I don't know about you, but I find that tends to happen most in the month of December, with all the gift giving and receiving, the events, the activities, all of that. So as we head into January, now really can be the perfect time to do a spending audit to figure out where your money is going or what it's going towards, and whether or not you might want to make some shifts or some adjustments to make sure that you're spending intentionally. Because there's nothing wrong with spending money, we just want to make sure that we're doing it on purpose with a plan. Okay, but then moving on, number 6 is a fun one, and that's to plan a solo retreat. Sometimes a couple of hours to reflect just isn't quite enough. So if you spent those couple of hours and find yourself craving more, a solo retreat can be the perfect option for you. It can be a day, an overnight trip, a weekend, but the idea is to retreat to somewhere secluded so that you can spend time reflecting, dreaming, and planning for the future. And personally, I love the idea of doing this somewhere inspiring, maybe a bit more secluded and in nature, a place where you can really kind of retreat from the world and spend 100% of your time nourishing and really caring for your mind, your body, and your soul. And in talking about the personal ways that I want to reset as we head into the new year, this is on the list. I'm planning on going on a solo retreat in January or February, and I am already looking forward to it. I want to use the time to disconnect, to be still, and to dream and plan for the future. Let's talk about 7 next though, and that's to incorporate movement. And during the winter, I get it, finding motivation to work out and to be active just can be harder. But exercise of all shapes and sizes really is so beneficial, not just to our bodies and our physical health, but it also boosts our energy, helps us to sleep better, and improves our mood, which in my opinion, as we move into the cold, dark days of winter, is vital. So if you've found your lifestyle becoming a bit more sedentary over the past few months, really encourage you to get out there and to get moving. And as I say this, let me be clear, this doesn't need to be anything massive. You don't need to go and run a marathon. I know I won't be, at least. But it could be something as simple as just starting to go for daily walks outside. Even something relatively small like that can help you to unlock some of the great benefits of movement. Okay, and then 8 is to create a vision board. Writing goals and intentions is great and all, but sometimes it can be really hard to imagine what they'll look like actualized. And so that's where vision boards come in. They help us bring our goals and our dreams to life by giving us a picture of what it looks like. And they can be physical or digital. Canva is one of my favorite tools for creating them. But especially if, like me, you're more of a visual person, they really can be a great motivator and reminder of your goals. All right, but then 9 is another great reset activity, and that's to organize messy spots in your home. This is one of my favorite ways to refresh my home. What I like to do is just begin by identifying some perennially messy spots in my house. The ones that as soon as you tidy, they're messy again. And then I like to strategize not just how to tidy them, but also how I can prevent them from just constantly falling into disorder going forward. And so I'll figure out, do I need to declutter? Do I need to move things around? Is there some sort of organization product that might help? Then I'll just implement the solutions that I come up with. And there are a number of spaces in my home where I've done this, and I've been able to completely transform them from the most frustrating spots in my home to some of the most satisfying. This is one of those things that doesn't actually take all that much time, but really can save you hours worth of headaches. 10 is to make a bucket list. And where goals are often about the important things that we want to accomplish, I feel like bucket lists are about the fun ones. And if you feel yourself wanting just a bit more fun in your life in 2023, this one's for you. Write out a list of all the adventures that you want to go on and exciting things that you want to do and to experience. You can put down things like places you want to visit. I know on my list for this year, I want to go to Alaska, maybe stay at a beach house. Things to do can make for great additions as well. Maybe you want to go stargazing or plan a picnic. And I always like to put in a few fun food items as well. Maybe you want to learn to make bread or host a tea party. Those are on my list at least. Really just let your imagination carry you and have fun dreaming. Okay, but the next 11 is to get creative. And the darker, slower nights of winter really are a perfect time to unleash your creativity. So set aside some time to draw, to paint, to try woodworking, to learn an instrument, or even practice photography. Before you use the excuse, oh, I'm just not a creative person, I really want to encourage you to stop there. I believe that everyone is a creative at heart. The key is just finding the right medium to unleash your creativity. I know engineers who build the most incredible structures out of Lego bricks, nurses who are amazing calligraphers, and an accountant friend of mine is probably the best guitar player I've ever met. So don't think that just because you don't fit into the stereotypical mold of what people call creatives, you aren't creative yourself. Maybe it's just time for you to start experimenting to find the right channel for your creativity. Then this is a big one. 12 is to curate your digital space. When it comes to our digital lives, there are really two main spheres that I like to focus on. The first is your phone, and here you can delete any apps that you haven't used in the past few months. You can delete duplicate or unwanted photos and organize the remaining ones into albums. Then I'd also suggest unfollowing or unfriending any people on social media who aren't positively influencing your life. And also on your laptop, I definitely recommend spending some time decluttering and organizing your downloads folder, your desktop, and any other files that you may have. We use our phones and our laptops so often as we go about our lives that I really find this can be one of the most impactful areas where simplifying really does make a difference. Then 13 is to schedule a life admin day. Try setting aside a full day to work through some of those smaller to-do list items that are important but always seem to get put off. Maybe there are a number of appointments that you need to schedule, some bills you need to pay, subscriptions that you need to cancel or renew, donations that you need to drop off at the thrift store, an inbox that really needs emptying. If that sounds like you right now, you're not alone. We've all been there. That's really where life admin days come in clutch. Really quick, if you've never done a life admin day before, all you need to do is begin by doing a brain dump, listing out all of those small to-do list tasks that you want to accomplish. Then try to group them together by kind so you can take advantage of the benefits of batching work. So for example, you'll want to try to do all of your computer work at once or all of your errands at one time. And then just get started. I promise you will honestly be surprised by how much you're able to get done. Okay, now we just have 2 left here, and 14 is a quick one. And that's just to change your backgrounds. This one's pretty simple, especially compared to some of the other ideas that we've talked about already. But even something as simple as swapping out your tech backgrounds really can help you to lean into and to embrace the fresh start that the new year provides. I don't know, there's something about it that just makes things feel more new and exciting. So just take a few minutes and pick out a new, inspiring phone wallpaper, desktop background, or TV display if you have one with art mode. And actually, I just changed my home lock and phone screen pictures the other day to some beautiful images that I took while we were in New Zealand a couple of months ago, and I am loving it. It's so special for me just being able to look at those pictures and be reminded of those moments. But now let's wrap this up with 15, and that's to have a self-care night. And can we all just appreciate that as wonderful as the holidays are, there's often a lot going on. In the midst of all of the events and activities of this season, it can be really easy for self-care just to go out the window. So as the festive season wraps up, why not set aside a night to pamper yourself a bit? Pick a handful of relaxing activities that you love and just dedicate a night to focus on those. Maybe you want to have a relaxing bath, where you light a candle, add some bath salts, apply a face mask, read a book. Or if that's not really your thing, it could also look like playing your favorite music, making a beautiful, nourishing homemade meal, and then ending the night with painting your nails and watching your favorite movie. You can customize this however you want. Really just think through what are the ingredients, the activities that are going to make you feel the most cozy and pampered, and spend some time doing those. All right, well, that's the list. Those are 15 ways that you can reset your your life for 2023. And I really hope that they give you some ideas and some inspiration on how you can really get a fresh start in your life for the new year. And definitely let me know if you have any other ideas or things that you like to do. I would love to hear about them. And as always, don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoyed it and subscribe if you haven't already for more simple and intentional living videos coming at you twice a week. But until next time, friends, I am wishing you all an amazing day, an amazing week, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.